Good morning. So, I don't do videos often talking about how white supremacy harms average white people and puts this general public in danger. That the lynch mobs are lynching everybody now. Because that's what I consider white mass shooters. It's just new age lynch mobs. It's the same thing. Yeah, whether it's calling police on people, whatever. I mean, I think about Emmett Till, getting lynched for or getting the shit beat out of him for looking at a white woman, reckless eyeballing. Same thing. These white men are saying, "Listen, this is our country. We got the guns. The Constitution, the law was already made for us, which we always knew that. So shit, we just going to go out here." And we're going to stop feeling bad for what America's done all over the world. We don't care anymore. We don't have any more thought about how our actions affect the rest of the world or even affect black and brown people in this country. We don't care. We're only interested in white people. And so we're going to actually go out here and create acts of violence to get what we want. And we're going to stand behind Trump no matter how much he lies to us, no matter how much he's... It gets me because... when you think like that, you're crossing a river. You're crossing a road of no return. You're crossing Rubicon. Because these mass shooters are hurting white people too. And white children too. When you get to the point where you're this hateful to where you're doing these kind of things, you can't be surprised when even people who kind of agree with you distance themselves from you. Because the coming world is not white. It's not. The future is not white. I hope one day someone writes a conclusive book about these times, the race war, the class war. I really do. Maybe it'll be me. Someday someone's going to look at this and be like, they knew then that Mexicans and blacks would be the future and all that. They knew then white people would be less. So, listen, if 10 years from now someone's going to take over, why would you do things to fuck up their lives now? To hurt their parents? Why they're watching all this. They're watching all this. So you're creating hate in their heart, like this guy on YouTube said that in 10 years the white man's gonna fall. We're not gonna forget this. We're not gonna forget the camps. We're not gonna forget the mass shootings. We're not gonna forget the good people on both sides that Trump said. We're not gonna forget this. Like I told my friend Denzel, he could have put in this easy gun bill, wouldn't have cost him nothing. Wouldn't have cost him nothing politically. 80% of the country wants it. The soil is fertile for it. And Trump talks to the NRA and says, no, I'm not going to do it. I think once again it shows he's a liar. It shows that Trump is a person that really, he has no morals. I think that white supremacists, they want Trump to be this guy that's tough and stands up, and really when you look at it, he's not. He's a liar. In many ways, Trump is a bought and paid for liar, and he shows that. He's not even about them. He's not even about what he says. If he believes, what I'm trying to say, he's not even that. He's just a liar. And I say that based off of what even when I've heard his supporters say about it, I'm like, wow. That, yeah, they make money from Trump here and there. But at the end of the day, they don't trust him. And that's amazing, white people. To hear you have a person. And that's the downfall of capitalism. That's the fall of capitalism right there. That that this guy's doing shit you don't respect him for. But you're willing to overlook it to make money or to get higher up in the ruling class, whatever it may be. You're willing to overlook that, even though this man has no morals about him, no honor about him, and he's the president. That's why I say often the final days of capitalism, the final days of white supremacy. That's why. Because years ago, they used to kind of like pretend. They had a really good way of doing it. They used to kind of like pretend that, if black people didn't run. Nah, man, they calling police on black people in colleges for sitting down eating lunch at a library. They're calling police on black people taking a nap in the lounge at a college. They're calling black people for everything. And going on the phone and saying he's black and arrogant. Yeah. You know what I mean? It used to be the thugs. Now they just like, fuck it. Anybody can get it. And I love that because it reminds me who my enemy is. It does. It keeps me from being confused about who the enemy is and what there's to be done. I believe. Or, I'm sorry, it's oregano. I'm putting my stuff up here in case you're wondering. So, I'm reading the elemental drive for this video. It was talking about how this idea white men have of this is our country, we're willing to break the law, we're willing to go out here and, walk around with Nazi flags and things like that to prove a point. The fact that we're willing to do that, puts everybody in danger. That ideology. And Neely Fuller talks often about how we're all prisoners of war. Black, brown, red, and yellow. We're all prisoners of war, whether you want to acknowledge it or not. White people see themselves as the prison guards. Right? What are prison guards? They're low paid. A lot of these guys are not well trained. A lot of these guys could have very easily followed the same path as the criminals they oversee. They just were grabbed up before, like my friend Azelle was grabbed up right out of high school. You see what I'm saying? He didn't get into doing those things because he got a job. Who knows the other people that were in there who behind bars, if they were given a chance, even a little $15 an hour job, who knows, they might be wearing a uniform instead of behind bars with shackles on, cuffed. So this guy, Mike Sochi, Neely Fuller talks about them being wardens or COs, commercial officers, because they see it as their country, and so they're gonna go out here and confront black people, confront Hispanics, all this kind of stuff, who are minding their own business, who are not harming anybody. Yeah, because to them this is the prison. America is the prison. We allow you people to come here. We allow you to work 6-7 days straight to just keep the lights on. We allow you to do that. You're not making any money. You're not putting any money away. You're just existing. We allow you to do that. That's what they're telling you. You should be thankful that we allow you to work and make less than minimum wage, scraping and barely making it. He's right. And what that's taught me is when I see that, not to get angry. Because that's their nature. Not to get angry about it, not to get pissed off about it. It's like a dog barks. A cat meows. My cat used to like to scratch things. She was a little kitten. And it's like to bite on my finger and things like that. That's what they do. Yeah. And she would bite and just to the point she knew it hurt me and she stopped. It's amazing. Like she knew, yeah. Right? That's what hurt. So this officer, Reginald Jake Gutierrez, was fatally shot November the 30th, 2016, in response to a domestic violence call. His 3 adult daughters are suing the department that they should have arrested the killer 2 weeks prior. He brought a shotgun to the Como Mall. Let's stop there. You have a Caucasian male, in here, I'm going to read into it, that brought a shotgun to a public mall with a hat that said sheriff and a cuffs on his belt. Now I'm going to go into it. This man wouldn't leave. Police come up there. He left. I guess he must have knew the police were coming at that point. Then they come out there. He's got all the arrest warrant. To me, really, honestly, I'm going to be frank with you. Just the fact that this man brought a shotgun into the mall should have, then by itself, he should have been arrested. He should have been arrested. If the mall was willing to, that should have been going armed to the terror of the people. And then we're not even talking about if he pointed at anybody. I didn't even say that. And it shouldn't matter if it was loaded or not. If he brought that shotgun in that mall, that should have been right there. That's right. But this is what they do. Anytime I think I'm being racist or I'm being harmful to white people, I'm like, well, maybe it isn't bad. I go on YouTube. And I watch videos of white men open carrying rifles, going in parks, going in malls. And they're just out there by a mall with a loaded shotgun, loaded AR, fully loaded, bullet in the chamber. And the police like, sir, what's your ID? I don't have to give you my ID. I'm a white male. And the constant, I'm like, wow, man. I mean, we've got black men getting shot in their apartments. We had a case where a black man got shot in his apartment by a cracker bitch. They fucking said that thought that he was in her apartment. And the whole time on the thing, she's worried about losing her job more than this man. And the Dallas police came out there, got a warrant for his house, and then leaked the information to Fox News. And you're fucking talking to me about a fucking constitution gives you the right to take a rifle to a school or a mall? Fuck you. And fuck the horse you came into town on. You people are a scourge. You are the vagabond. You are the threat to public safety. In cases like this, they show you that the threat isn't just black and brown people, it's police. It's the ruling class as well, sometimes. I already told you guys about the guy working for Trump. I guess they had a falling out, and they said there was a man stalking his house for like a week, living in the car with a rifle. We already talked about that. You have helped to bring about a righteous revolution. You have helped to bring about insurrection in this country. What we're living, I call it the uncivil era. This going up in stores. I voted for Trump, and spitting on people and throwing feces on people and everything you see white folks doing every day now. I call it the uncivil. We knew they were like this. Calling police on black. The one I seen do this is in Miami. Black boys out in the street, across the street. And I think the dude was riding his bike. The girl walks up to the guy, telling him he ran over my toe with the bike. What did you confront him for anyway? Then the man come out there with a gun and talking about you fucking niggers. Why did you confront them to begin with? Like what did you expect to happen? What do you think we're gonna stop and just? That's white people. They confront black people. We're supposed to stop and give them, like, nigga, I ain't gotta do shit for you. And then you know, when you confronting people who are doing something, you get your toe ran over. Something could happen to you. And so then you were out with violence? No. You need to mind your business. Getting off subject. So let's go into it. So this guy, like I said, they went up to the car. They found the shotgun. Then and then let's go into the fact that he's wearing the sheriff hat and the cuffs. This is just another part of being the guard, the corrections officer, white supremacy. We're gonna set the country right. We're gonna fix the country. No, man. Going to public places where people, you know what I mean? Like the mind of the Caucasian, not all of them, but the mind of the Caucasian, it's really perplexing to me, the way they think. If these guys make a 9-to-5 job, you know what I mean, making minimum wage, probably ain't doing very well themselves, feel the need to go out here and confront people who are probably making little or less than them. But you feel the need to confront them with your white privilege. Why you need to take cuffs into a public mall? Why are you bringing a shotgun? And they don't go into it being loaded or not. But why are you bringing that into the mall? Because you want to scare people. It's like when I was on the road, white people, you know, you see them, they'll spend their money on putting a train horn on. It's $100. Put train horns on the truck, and it's just stuff. It's not even their truck, man. And they're putting all these mounts and stuff. For what? Why? I put some stuff on the truck that they paid for. White light headlights, and I had got a little a retractable mount for the CB. That was it, man. I didn't go overboard. No. No. But that's what they do. Trying to spend the whole paycheck trying to make the the truck look tougher, more intimidating. That's the mind of the Caucasian. It's very different. It's more threatening, you know. You talk about black people, but there's something there about these white males that just feel the need to go out and confront people and brandish guns, and there's something there. I don't understand. I mean, I'm sure eventually we'll get to it, but there's definitely an ideology there. And this guy might not even have been, Trump, go Trump. It's not the point. It's the atmosphere of this country that emboldens them. The era emboldens them to do these things. I don't get it. Because if he was a rich white man or something, that'd be different. Like a rich white man, he's in his car and he's like, fuck you, nigga. That'd be one thing because he actually is in a higher strata than people he's dealing with. This guy don't even sound like that. This guy driving dirty. I mean, I don't know. And then there's a thing, let me say this, there's a thing with the Caucasian I learned. There's an ideology they have with them that, why do you do it? Because I can. That's something I noticed about them too. Because I can. I'm doing it because I can. No, there's a meme. They got these guys getting ready to go and clear a room, and they got rocket launchers. And the meme is just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. That's for white people. Yes, that's something for white people. Definitely. Getting off subject. So, let's see here. So this guy ended up 2 weeks later. I'm sorry. They seen him as a warrant. They didn't arrest him. They didn't maintain custody of the weapons. They had no control. They put the shotgun back in his hands and let him go. And 2 weeks later, the officer, Gutierrez, responded to his home, where he allegedly locked out his wife. Responded to the call. This person never informed Gutierrez of the officer's safety notice. This is the shotgun the officer handed to Johnson only days earlier. He walked upstairs to speak to Johnson. Johnson fired when he fired to the top of the stairs. He shot Gutierrez 24 times with multiple guns, including the shotgun, and beat him with the firearm. The officer was pronounced dead at the hospital. Now, them taking the shotgun, leaving the shotgun, I don't think that would have mattered here because it says, I just read to you, had multiple weapons. So that doesn't necessarily mean that them not taking the shotgun he'd be alive today. I'm really just speaking to the surreality, just the surrealness of someone who feels the need to take a shotgun to a mall, who needs to dress up with police stuff. I had a trainer. I first started at Southern. Well, my second trainer, excuse me. His first trainer was a Jew. The second one was a Sim College guy from Maiden, North Carolina. Well, he was from out near I-40, Virginia, Tennessee, North Carolina border, the Gorge. He said to me one time, like he wanted to be a state trooper, and like he took all this joy in telling me if we both went to do state trooper, he would get hired first because he's a legacy and okay. So he said that. That's fine. Nothing wrong with being proud that your father was a police. My dad was in the Marine Corps. Nothing wrong with that. I think his daddy had a medical retirement. Him and daddy built a car. I told the story many times. They built a car, and they had an argument. I guess he was driving the car too much. And so his dad was arguing with him. He was like talking shit to his dad. He pulled a knife on his dad. And his dad's like, and I thought I kind of, back then, I tried to play it off because I didn't realize that's how a lot of white folks are. They do shit like that. And he says, I told him, I said, ain't you scared he had a gun? Because when I came in the house, he had a gun in the holster when I came in the house. And he said, I wanted him to pull his gun. See, my trainer, he didn't look at the trooper or the role of the trooper to be one of a peace officer with the hat of a warrior. He looks at him as being a warmonger, a warlord, one who holds much power over other people. He looks at him as just being a person that is a God in his own right. And that's why he wanted to be a state trooper. It wasn't about, like me, for example. I've talked to you guys many times about being frustrated at people, how they drive. I would love to join CMPD and run traffic. I would love to do that shit. Hell yeah. Just I want to get speeding all day. Speeding stops all day. That'd be easy. But I'm not doing that because I want to pull guns on people and prove that I'm more of a man. No. That's not why. That's not the reason at all. That's his reason. Intimidating people. Showing them I'm the boss. I'm in control. He's the same mindset as that guy in Tacoma. Now, the killing a police officer, that's another, like I said, I don't think them taking a shotgun would have mattered. I think that this is a case of a police officer not doing their job. He probably started talking that Trump shit or whatever, and they're like, yeah, he's a conservative. He's cool, man. He's 10-4. And he probably bowed down when the cops got there, and the cops like, shit, no big deal. Well, they say he brought a, you know how it is, police get called, maybe nobody else shows up, maybe there's no video evidence, maybe, they didn't get him on video. They're like, all right, well, he's cool to me. They let him go. So, I mean, shotgun or no shotgun. I told you, I've known plenty of white men that got 4 and 5 guns. That's just 4 and 5 rifles. I'm talking about, rifles and shit. Not a pistol here. Not a shotgun there. Not that. I've known plenty of them like that. So I'm not sure taking the shotgun really mattered in the final sense of it. Obviously, it looks like they didn't do their job. But it just came to my mind that this is an example of a white man who felt it necessary to go out here and make a spectacle of himself at the public mall, and that spectacle, he was not treated the way black people are treated, the way everybody else is treated, and that laxity wound up getting an officer killed from that same department. I think that's karma. I think it's karma to me that happened. Peace out.